So last class we have seen till where we have studied how to put a particular equation in the canonical form and how to put a particular equation in the canonical form, SOP and POS form. So now, as I said, in general design of digital system, sequence of digital system design, the first step is what? Understanding the problem. The second step is to write the truth table, and the third step is to write the switching equations. So we have learnt how to understand the problem and what truth table, how to write the truth table after I understand the problem. Then the third one is writing the switching equation. What is the fourth step we have? Simplification of switching equation. How? So, as I said, in your basic electronics, you have learned to simplify the switching equations using Boolean algebra, algebraic properties. But that method, as we know, it is so lengthy. If the equation is complicated, it is a bit complex, then the procedure will be lengthier and it is not that easy to simplify the equation applying the properties of Boolean algebra. So what is the other method we have? Every time we cannot spend in designing, simplifying the switching equation. It's time. So time required is more when we start simplifying the equation using the Boolean algebraic properties. So what is the other alternative we have? So we have an technique to simplify the switching equation. That technique is, we have got two techniques. In that, the first technique is Karnaugh map. In short, we call it as K-map. So what is Karnaugh map? What is K-map? So K-map, if you have the input variables, 3 input variables, we have a different structure of writing the K-map and simplifying the equation. If we have 4 variables in the given function, again a different type map that we have to write and group the terms and then simplify. 5 variable, if the input variables are 5, we have a different K-map for that. So in K-map we have 3 variable, 4 variable, 5 variable K-map. And now first let us discuss the 3 variable K-map. Okay, maybe the 3 variable equations whatever I gave, you can easily simplify it by applying properties of Boolean algebra. But our intention is to simplify the complex equations. So I cannot teach you 5 variable K-map now. I have to go from 3 variable K-map only, because we need to understand the 3 variable K-map, only then we can solve the equations of 4 variables. So 3 variable K-map, 4 variable K-map and 5 variable K-map you have in your syllabus, and you can expect minimum 2 or 3 questions in your exam on K-map, and this is very important when you are designing any digital system. K-map, simplifications of equations is important. So K-map is very important and the logic is important here. You cannot by-heart the problems, you cannot by-heart the K-map simplification. You really have to understand and then only you can solve the problems. So please be very attentive and listen to the lecture. So now, why K-map? First question is, why K-map? To simplify the equation. Why only K-map? Why don't we have some other method? Yeah, we have some other methods to simplify the equation. But the very simple way of simplifying any switching equation is K-map. You will come to know, because you have already studied Boolean algebraic properties and you have tried to simplify the equation. We felt that it is more lengthier and it is not that easy to simplify the equation. And now I will be explaining K-map. You will come to know how easy it is, how we can in 1 or 2 steps, within 1 minute or 2 minutes, you can easily simplify the equation. Okay. So in that, the first K-map that we are going to do is 3 variable K-map. So 3 variable K-map. 3 variable K-map. Okay. And now K-map is used to simplify the equation. But the question is, why we have to simplify the equations? Why don't we write the logic diagram for the equations whatever we write directly from the truth table? If you write the equations directly from the truth table, for example, if you have the equation, SOP equation you have written for a function. So in that equation you have, maybe you have some 4 or 5 terms, A, B, C, A bar, B, C, A, B, C bar and A, B bar, C, like this. You have some 5 terms, 4 terms. So how many number of gates are required to implement this function? For this 1 gate, for this 1 gate, 1 gate, 1 gate. Again for these 2 outputs I have to give it to an OR gate. For these 2, for all maybe one more OR gate. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 gates are required here. If I simplify the equation using one of the methods whatever we know, maybe I can implement the same equation using only 2 gates. I don't know. After simplification, I may require only 2 gates. So, instead of using 5 gates, the same output I can get using only 2 gates after I simplify the equation. So, the cost is the number of gates are reduced, the circuit will not be that complex, same time the IC size will be reduced, same time the cost will be reduced. So, finally it is all the cost matters and the size of the IC matters. So, that is why we are not supposed to implement any circuit for the equations which we write directly from the truth table. We always have to simplify it, then only implement, because after we simplify, the number of gates will be reduced, the size of the IC will be reduced, in turn the cost reduces. That is why we always have to simplify the equation before we design any circuit. So in that, the one method or the most easiest method we have is K-map. So now, how to write a 3 variable K-map? Look here, 3 variable. 3 variable means what? Input variables. 3 variable here, variable refers to input variables. So let me take the first example. By taking a problem, I will be explaining how to simplify a 3 variable K-map. Let me take an example. F of 3 variables A, B, C is equal to summation 0, 1, 4, 5. So this is a function. How many input variables are there? 3 input variables A, B, C. So now by looking at this, you have to decide which K-map you are supposed to use. Now I have to use how many variable K-map? 3 variable K-map, because in the equation I have got only 3 variables. Now what are these 0, 1, 4, 5? What is given here? Summation. Summation means what? The given terms are mean terms. The given terms are mean terms. And you have to write the equation in SOP form. Is it clear? If it is written pi here, then this would be max terms and we are supposed to write the equation in POS form. But this is summation. So 0, 1, 4, 5 are the mean terms and we have to write the equation in SOP, sum of product terms, SOP form. Now before I write the K-map, first let us understand what is this. I have already explained, but since let me explain in detail for one problem. For the remaining problem, we can directly use K-map and simplify. Now for this, the mean terms are 0, 1, 4, 5. What does it mean? Inputs are what? A, B, C. So inputs are A, B, C. What is output? Let me take Y is equal to. So output is Y. So 3 input variables means how many different combinations I get? 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1. These are the 8 different combinations I get. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8 different combinations I get. Now, what is the meaning of mean terms? Mean terms tells us that when the output will be equal to 1. So, when this output is equal to 1, for the mean term 0, the output is 1. For the mean term 0, the output is 1. For the mean term 1, the output is 1. For the mean term 1, the output is 1. For the mean term 4, the output is 1. For the mean term 5, the output is 1. For the remaining combination, output is 0. So, instead of giving the problem like this, if they give you the truth table, you should write the mean terms, then simplify it using K-map, right? So now they have given us the mean terms directly. I did not write the truth table, but just to explain you the concept of writing the truth table from the mean terms I have written. You should be knowing what exactly is mean term. This mean terms defines that where the output will be logic 1. So 0, 1, 4, 5, the output is logic 1. That is what the meaning of mean terms. So that is one part. Now I have to simplify this equation. Now how to simplify this equation using 3 variable K-map? Please be attentive. Let me write the structure of 3 variable K-map. So how many different combinations I have? 0 to 7. That means 8 different combinations I have. So in your K-map you can see 8 cells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 cells. Each cell corresponds to each combination of input. Right? How many input variables I have? A, B, C. I put a line over here. I'll write A here, B, C here. Why only one variable I have written here? I have got only 2 rows here. And each variable can take either 0 or 1. Look at this. A can take either 0 or 1. So A can take either 0 or 1. So since I have only 2 rows here and I have the option for giving either 0 or 1, I should write only one variable here. So A is taking either 0, A is taking either 1. Right? And how many columns I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. That means 2 variables. So 2 variables BC. I have to write BC here. How many different combinations? If I give you 2 variables, how many different combinations that 2 variables can take? 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. Look here. BC can take either 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. It can take 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. These are the only 4 combinations that a 2 variable can take. So right here 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. Don't write 1, 0 here. Write 1, 0 here. That's how the key map is built. That's how the structure of a key map. 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. This is very important. Please mark this step, very important. If you write 1, 0 here, that is not the 3 variable key map. The way we write the 3 variable key map, that is going to be wrong. You get wrong answer. So 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. Okay? This is first step. Writing the key map is first step. So this is A, B, C. A can take 0 or 1. B, C can take either 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. Now, the next step is to name the cells. How to name the cells? The inputs are in order A, B, C. Read the cells in the same order. A, B, C. 0, 0, 0. What is that? 0. 0, 0, 1. 1. 0, 0, 0, 0. 0, 0, 1, 1. Next. 0, 1, 0 is 2. 0, 1, 0 is 2. So, second cell is here. 0, 1, 0, 2. 0, 1, 1, 3. 1, 0, 0, 4. 1, 0, 1, 5. 1, 1, 0, 6. 1, 1, 1, 7. Let me repeat. 0, 0, 0, 0. 0. You have to read in the same order how variables are given in the question. Variables are in the order A, B, C. So read first A, then B, then C. 0, 0, 0, 0. 0, 0, 1, 1. 0, 1, 0, 2. 0, 1, 1, 3. 1, 0, 0, 4. 1, 0, 1, 5. 1, 1, 0, 6. 1, 1, 1, 7. This is second step. Third step is to write the mean terms in the K map. What are the mean terms? 0, 1, 4, 5. So write the mean terms. 0. For 0 cell, output is taking what? For 0 cell, output is taking what? 1. That is what the meaning of mean term. So write 1. Next for 1, the output is taking 1. 1, the output is taking 1. 4, the output is taking 1. 5, the output is taking 1. What about the remaining cells? Remaining cells, it is 0. You need not fill 0. You have to fill only 1. In mean terms, in SOP, you have to fill only 1. Because mean terms corresponds to 1. Output variable 1. So write only 1. You need not write 0. If you want, you can even write. But just to avoid the confusion, let us write only 1. Let us not write 0. You can even write 0. That is also correct. Okay. Now, after you write this, grouping cells is very important in K-map. You have to group the adjacent cells. You have to group the adjacent cells. Hope you all know the meaning of adjacent. Okay. So now in 3 variable K-map, you have to fill the adjacent cells. Now, 0 and 1 are adjacent. 0 and 4 are adjacent. 1 and 5 are adjacent. So all the 4 cells are adjacent. All the 4 cells are adjacent. So we can group all the 4 cells. We can group all the 4 cells. All the 4 cells. All adjacent cells you have to group. Okay. So if you group all the 4 cells, just look here. What is the equation we get? Once you group it, 1, 0, 1, 4, 5. Now, for these 4 cells, A is taking what? 0 for this. A is taking 1 for this. Correct? For these 2 cells, A is taking 0. For these 2 cells, A is taking 1. And when I group all the 4 cells, for 2 cells A is 0, for 2 more cells A is 1. So you cancel 0 with 1. Okay, next coming to B. B, only look at B. B is taking 0 for these 2. B is taking 0 for these 2. So you cannot cancel B. If B is taking 0 for these 2, if B is taking 1 for these 2, you could have cancelled. But now B is having the same value for all the 4 cells. B is having same value for all the 4 cells, for the first column as well as for the second column. So you retain B as it is. So if B is taking 0, what will you write? B bar, isn't it? Mean terms, that's how we write. Next, look at C. C is taking, let me use another color. C is taking 0 here and C is taking 1 here. So what I will do? I cancel C. So what I get? C is cancelled. So what is the answer I got? B bar. So after simplification I got B bar as answer. Maybe I am having 3 input variables, but A and C are cancelled and I have got only B bar as answer. So how many gate is required to implement this? Only one gate, NOT gate. That's all. If you use one NOT gate, you get answer. You give B to a NOT gate. You give B to a NOT gate to get B bar as answer. The same output you are going to get. Are you getting what I am telling? So this is how you simplify the equation using K-map and solve. Okay, the answer is y is equal to B bar. So now I have another important point to tell. So we have the generalized. For example, I have grouped how many cells here? 4 cells. So if I group 4 cells, how many variables I have eliminated? A is eliminated, C is eliminated. In the equation I have got only B bar. A and C are eliminated. I have simplified. So if you group 4 cells, 2 variables are eliminated. Similarly, if you group 2 cells, 1 variable will be eliminated. If you group all the 8 cells, then 3 variables will be eliminated. That means grouping is in the order of 2. You cannot group 3 cells. It should be in the order of 2. If you group 1 cell, if you group 2 cells, 1 variable will be eliminated. If you group 4 cells, 2 variable will be eliminated. If you group 8 cells, 3 variables will be eliminated. 2 power n is equal to m. M is number of groups or number of mean terms that are grouped. N is number of variables eliminated. Number of variables eliminated. So if I group 2 cells, 2 power 1 is 2. So 1 variable will be eliminated. If I cannot group 3 cells, 2 power what is 3? No. So grouping should be in the order of 2. So 2 power you can group 2 cells, 1 variable will be eliminated. 2 power 2 is 4, so you can group 4 cells. 2 power 3 is 8, so you can group 8 cells. 2 power 4 is 16, so you can group 16 cells. You cannot group 15 cells, you cannot group 14 cells like that. Okay? So this is one hint that you have to remember. When you group the cells, 1 cell, no. 3 cells, no. 5 cells you cannot group. 6 cells you cannot group. It should be only in the order of 2. Okay? And you should be knowing how many variables that are eliminated. That is a hint. See, K-map is not that easy. Maybe this problem you feel it is simpler. When you go on solving, you really have to practice the K-map very well. Otherwise, it is not. K-map will give us the simplified equation fast. Within 1 or 2 minutes, within 1 minute I can solve this, I can tell the answer. If you know the rules of K-map, then only you can solve. It is the fastest method that gives us the equation, but you have to do it in a correct manner. To do that, you should understand the K-map properly. So to understand the K-map properly, you have to solve more number of problems. Only then you come to know how exactly you can group the cells and find the answer. So this is 1 2 power n is equal to m. You have to group m cells, only then the n variables will be eliminated. Now let us take up the second problem. So we have the next problem. I have kept the problems ready just to avoid the data that I have to required to upload the video. So now the next problem is what? See, every problem I will be explaining some different concept, not some of the rules of K-map. So in the first problem we know that adjacent cells have to be grouped. So all the cells were exactly adjacent to each other, so we group. Coming to the second problem, what is the second problem? It's a function. Variables they have not denoted, but how many variable K-map? How will you identify? Look at the mean terms here, 0, 2, 4, 6. Two variables can have only 4 combinations, 0, 1, 2, 3. So if you have mean terms 3 or less than 3, it is 2 variable. 3 variable means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if you have the mean terms 7 or less than 7, it is 3 variable K-map. 15 or less than 15, 4 variable K-map. So look at the mean terms here, 0, 2, 4, 6. So the given mean terms are less than 7. So it is understood that it's a 3 variable function. So you have to go for 3 variable K-map. How to write the K-map? 3 variable means how many cells? 8 cells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now name the variables. Variable they have not denoted. So you can take it as X, Y, Z, whatever you want. A, B, C, anything. So let me take it as A, B, C are the input variables. Now, what will I write here? Since I have got only one variable, 0, 1. Here it is 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. Yes? 0, 0, 0, 1. I have to write 1, 0 here. Then here 1, 1. 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. This is an important point. Now, the second step is to name the cells. So, name the cells. 0, 0, 0, 0. 0, 0, 1, 1. 0, 1, 0, 2. 0, 1, 0, 0, sorry, 0, 1, 1, 3, 1, 0, 0, 4, 1, 0, 1, 5, 1, 1, 0, 6, 1, 1, 1, 7. See, when you name the cells, don't write it completely, that cell number should not be written big, because it is just for our reference, that is not the mean term. So, write in one corner, write it very small, that is only for our reference, okay? So, now, what is the next step? Fill the mean terms. 0, 2, 4, 6. So 0, put 1, 2, put 1, 4, 1, 6, 1. Now listen properly. So now what is the next step? I have to group the adjacent cells. I have to group the adjacent cells. So how will I group the adjacent cells? I know that adjacent cells means which are adjacent to each other. Okay, cells which are next in the next row or in the next column. So now 0 and 4 are adjacent. Correct? 0 and 4 are adjacent. 2 and 6 are adjacent. So 0 and 4 are adjacent. 2 and 6 are adjacent. You can group these two and you can group these two. That is one. And always in K-map, listen properly, always in K-map, you have to fold the K-map and visualize. That means you have to fold the K-map and see whether the groups are adjacent or not. That means we have 8 cells. So if I fold the K-map like here, just you have to imagine, if I fold the K-map here, take this part of the K-map and fold here. So this 2 and 6 overlap on 0 and 4, is it not? 2 and 6 cells will overlap on 0 and 4. When I fold the K-map like this, 0 and 4 will overlap on 2 and 6. So, these two are adjacent to these two. Or, in a very simple way, all the corner cells of a K-map are adjacent. Corner cells. Either in 3 variable, 4 variable, 5 variable, corner cells are adjacent. So, you always have to fold the K-map and check. Okay, so now when I fold the K-map, these two will come on these two. So 0, 4, 2, 6 are adjacent and I can group all the 4 cells. Don't group only 2, 2. You have to go for larger grouping. You always have to go for larger grouping. What is the first point that you have to remember in K-map? you have to group the adjacent cells, and you always have to go for larger grouping. Otherwise you will not get the simplified equation. That is going to be wrong. So fold this. So 0, 2, 4, 6 are adjacent. Now how to write the equation? So you have to, what is this? See, look here, all the 4 cells are adjacent. So I have to group all the 4 cells. You have to write like this. You have to group this indicates that you are grouping all the 4 cells. Now coming to write the equation. A is taking 0 for these two. A is taking 1 for these two. So I can cancel A. Yes. Coming to B. B is taking 0 for these two. B is taking 1 for these two. So cancel B. C is taking 0 for these two. C is taking 0 for these two. So for all the 4 cells, C is taking 0. So write C bar. Our equation 2 power n is equal to m. How many cells we have grouped? 4. So how many variables will be eliminated? 2. How many variables we had? 3. Out of 3, 2 are eliminated. So I should have, in the equation, I should have only one variable. So I have only one variable. That's a hint to check the equation whether you have solved it correctly or not. So what is the equation? B is equal to C bar. That is the answer. So from this problem we have learned that we have to fold the K-map and check, and we always have to go for larger grouping, okay, adjacent cells. Okay, so this is the second problem that I have solved. Okay, next we will move on to the next problem, that is 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. Third problem. Q is equal to f of a, b, c is equal to summation 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. I write the K-map fast. A, B, C. 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. So this is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now what are the mean terms? 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. Put 1. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. Okay? So now, listen. So 2, 3, 6, 7 are adjacent. 2, 3, 6, 7 are adjacent. This is also adjacent. But can I group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Can I group 5 cells? 2 power what is 5? No. I said grouping always has to be in the order of 2. I cannot group 5 cells. I have to group either 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64 cells, right? So, first I group these 4 cells. These 4 are adjacent. So, first I group these 4 and I write the equation for this. What is the equation for this? A is taking 0 for these 2. A is taking 1 for these 2. So, cancel A. A will not come. Coming to B. B is taking 1 for all the 4 cells. So write B. And C is taking 1 here. C is taking 0 here. So cancel. So I don't get B. I don't get C. So Q is equal to B. The first term I have got by grouping these 4 cells. B I have got. Then look at the K-map and just check whether any other cells are not grouped. Yes. This particular cell is not grouped. I have to group it. I cannot leave any of the cell. So this particular mean term, that 1, this mean term is not being grouped. Now I have to check whether for this mean term any other cell is adjacent. I look this side. 0, that is not a mean term. No adjacent cell here. I look here. Is there any adjacent cell here? 5? No. Look this side. 3 is adjacent to this 1. To 1, 3 is adjacent. Now group this. Now this is our second group. Why we have go for second grouping? To group this particular mean term. So now I am grouping cell number 1 and cell number 3. So when I group this, now just look cell number 1 and 3. Don't look other cells. Other grouping we have done. Just you have to see the cell number 1 and 3. Cell number 1 and 3, what is A? For cell number 1, A is 0. For cell number 3, A is 0. So I'll write A bar. Next, for cell number 1, what is B? 0. For cell number 3, what is B? 1. Repeat. B, and I am just looking B value for both the cells. B is 0 for this cell, B is 1 for this cell. So B will get cancelled. For this particular grouping, B will get cancelled. So I am not going to write B. Coming to C. C is having 1 for this cell, C is having 1 for this cell. So I have to write C. C is taking 1 for both the cells. So write C. So for this particular grouping, I have got A bar C. So in your equation, you are writing the equation in SOP form. This is one product term B by grouping this particular group. The second product term is what? A bar C. So what is your equation? Q is equal to B bar SOP form. Product term. A bar C is another product term. So in between plus sum of product. So this is the equation for this particular function. What is the simplified equation? B bar plus A. Sorry, not B bar. B, right? Yeah, B. B plus A bar C is the answer. Is it clear? So, if the cells are not adjacent, you have to go for, you can go for any number of grouping to cover the mean terms. And you always have to go for larger grouping. Then coming to one more problem, I solve this. So again I write the 3 variable K-map here. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now 0, 2, 3, 7 are the mean terms. 0, 0, 2, 3, 7 are the mean terms. 3, 7 are the mean terms. Now this is a particular problem where you get 3 terms. Okay, you can pause here and you can solve the problem. Then you can just verify. Okay, if you just look at, if you just keep on listening to the video and if I simplify, there is you cannot understand. You have to think and you have to group. Only then you will understand and you can verify. You can learn where you are going wrong. Okay. So now 2 and 3 are adjacent. 3 and 7 are adjacent, but I cannot group 3 cells. 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. I cannot group 3 cells. So now what I do, I group 2 and 3 first. First I group 2 and 3 because they are adjacent. Now what is the equation I get when I group 2 and 3? 2 and 3, what is A? A is taking 0 for both 2 and 3. See, when you are grouping, when you write the equation, just look at only that particular group for the variables. For these 2 cells, A is taking 0, so I get A bar. And what is B for these 2 cells? For these 2 cells, B is taking 1, so write B. And C is taking 1 for this particular cell, 0 for this particular cell, so it will get cancelled. So A bar B is one term I have got, A bar B. Next, how will you group 7? Just check when any other cell is adjacent to this particular mean term. 5, no, I don't have a mean term. 6, no. Coming here, 3 is there. So group these 2. This is another grouping. So what is the equation I get? A is taking 0 here, A is taking 1 here, so it will get cancelled, so I cannot write A. B is taking 1, so write B. C is taking 1, so C. BC. So what is the second term I have got? BC. So plus BC. Then look at the K-map and check. All the mean terms are grouped or any other mean terms are left out. One mean term is not being grouped. You have to group this also. So just check. Any other cells are adjacent here? 4? No. 1? No. But fold the K-map and check. Here. You have to fold the K-map and check. Just fold the K-map. Any other cell is overlapping on this 0th cell? Yes. Which is that cell? 2. So when you fold the K-map, 2 is overlapping on 0. So when you group it, you have to group 0 and 2. 0 and 2 forms a group. So 0 and 2. 0 and 2. What is the equation you get? Look at only 0 and 2. What is A for 0? 0. What is A for cell number 2? 0. So for both these 2 cells, A is taking 0. So what will you write? A bar. Then check B. B is 0 for this cell, B is 1 for this cell, so they'll get cancelled. C is 0 for this cell, C is 0 for this cell. So what will I write? C bar. So what is the third term we have got? A bar, C bar. So this is the answer. Okay. I still have to explain some other rules of K-map that I'll explain in my next video. Okay.